Ooh, that looks tasty.
All right, come on into my humble abode, Red Dragon Inn. Have some drinks, have some gambles, gambling. Oh, I'm in. Bring whoever you want. But what on earth is that thing?
Yes, you can call me Evil Pooky.
Welcome, folks. Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another Kickstarter preview. And this is a bit of an odd one because this is not a full game, but an expansion that I'm talking about. And I have to say that, yes, I am still filming on the floor, and my large tripod actually broke. So this is about as scrappy a review as I have ever had to do. But that's okay, because we are talking about Evil Pooky, the 50th character for Red Dragon Inn, which, as many of you know, is one of my all-time favorite games. In my mind, it is the best pure take-that card game out there because of the art, because of the comedy, all around the story that's created with the cards. But let's specifically talk about Evil Pooky. And so what Evil Pooky is it is a Bizarro World version of Pooky, which is the slightly insane rabbit that started out as Zot's familiar and then has since turned into its own character with its own deck, and now we have the Bizarro World version. And of course, like many of the decks, Evil Pooky has his own special mechanic, and that is the deck of doppelgangers here. Now, before I go any further, obviously this is a prototype. It is cardstock, and a lot of it does not yet have the art yet. As you can see, it just has descriptions of the art and so on. So please do keep that in mind. Obviously, the final version will be up to the standards of all the rest of the decks. In any event, the way Evil Pooky works is, just like any other character, you see we have our normal cards here, but some of Evil Pooky's cards, like the Dressed for Success, have this symbol down here. And that means whenever you draw that symbol, you will flip over a doppelganger. And again, most of them that I have here don't have the art yet, they just have a description. So for example, here we have Negadonis, Adonis with an 80s glam metal look. Think Poison, black jacket, vest thing, where you can still see most of his chest. Hair is teased way out, blingy as hell, sunglasses, tight pants. And so you get the idea. There's all of these evil versions, bizarro versions of all the other Red Dragon characters. And when one comes out, you have a choice. You can either put it in front of you, in which case you have whatever the ability is here. It might be a sometimes card, might be an immediate, might be an action. You know how all that works. Or over here, which you can give this doppelganger to another player. And again, whatever it says to do down here, that is what you do. If at any time Evil Pooky has 0 or 1 doppelgangers in front of him, then nothing changes. If he has 2, then his hand size starts to go down and it continues on from there. The more doppelgangers Evil Pooky has, the fewer cards that he gets to have in his hands. Now, that's pretty much how it goes. And of course, everything in the deck is appropriately flavored, like Tiny Furious Ambush and Doppel Up, playing it by ear as Pooky knocks some gold out of his ear. And you of course, you get the idea. Now, I'll talk a little bit about how this particular deck plays in my experience. And I play some 4-player games and a 2-player game. And what I'll say I noticed most about Evil Pooky is he's actually not nearly as offensive as you would think he is. Just in his straight deck here, he doesn't have that many cards that are particularly powerful at attacking. He has 1 that does a little bit of damage, and it does more if you have more doppelgangers in front of you. He has 2 of those Tiny Furious Ambushes, and maybe 1 other. Overall, Evil Pooky doesn't really do that much damage. That's not the kind of evil that he is. The most damage that he does is coming from these doppelgangers. So many of them, when you play the doppelgangers, that's what actually affects the other players. Like this one here, this Zot the Lich King, and you can read the description of what that's going to be, which I think is delightful. But this, you put it in front of them and they gain an alcohol. And that's where you start to really affect other players. Or you put it out in front of you and as an action later, that's where you get to start doing your damage. And of course, some of the doppelgangers don't particularly help you. But as I flip through, I'll hold it there for a second and you can kind of see what some of the other potential cards will be. And like this one here, each other player loses 1 fortitude just by flipping it up. It happens instantly. So anyhow, you start to understand how that works. So the real joy of Evil Pooky is figuring out how best to leverage these doppelganger cards. What is it that you're able to do that will affect your opponent, but usually not immediately? That's the challenge with Evil Pooky. I will also say that every time I played, everyone immediately came right after me because they said, 50th character, Pooky, but Pooky's evil, and Pooky's making the other characters evil. Nope, can't have that. And they came after me with a vengeance. Now, all that said, what do I think of this particular character? I think this character is fun. I really enjoyed it. I am super excited to see the artwork on some of these other characters here. I think they just sound delightful. There's Gog, the Enforcer, and we all know how sweet and lovely Gog is, but now Gog's going to be a tough guy. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think this one here, the Negadonis, is just the description's hilarious. I will say that as we were playing last night, I was just reading off the descriptions of all the artwork on all of Evil Pooky's various cards, and we were laughing just reading what it is that he's supposed to be doing. And if the art is half as funny as the text is on some of these, it's going to be just really, really good. And I will also just add that Evil Pooky, again, I think is fun, and it seems like he can often be a target. I will also say that it's not the simplest of characters. I don't think this is one that you want to play the first time out. Not that any of the decks are hard, but this one I think is probably one of the more difficult ones. In any event, there you have it, folks. This is live on Kickstarter right now. As I've said so many times, I really love this game. It knows exactly what it is. You can check out my review of the full game on my channel if you like. But it knows what it is, and it just does it so well. It doesn't overstay its welcome, unless you're playing in a game of like 12 people. And it's just so much fun. And again, they have managed to make another character that feels different from all of the others. And I am just a big fan. So there you have it, folks. Evil Pooky is live on Kickstarter right now. It was funded in like 2 hours. So there's no risk of you not getting it. There's also a lot of other cool things out there that you can get a hold of. I will say also that yes, it does come with stuff for the boss fight if you want. As always, it has the boss characters. I have not gotten a chance to try the boss fight, but it is a thing that exists. And in addition to that, there's also a bunch of extra doppelgangers that you get with the boss battle. I guess the only thing that I would say that I wish this had is I wish in the doppelgangers there was one for all of the characters. And I know that is ridiculous because then you would have a 50 character, no, I guess you would have a 49 character doppelganger deck. Or I guess a 48 because you wouldn't need Pooky because Evil Pooky is the Pooky doppelganger. But you get what I'm saying. So you don't have all of them, but there's a lot. They're going to be fun. In any event, live on Kickstarter now. Check it out. As always, thank you so very much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.